This is the end of the beginning. Welcome to today's show. You're going to want to hear this, especially if you're an animal lover or especially if you like, food, because they're assaulting our food supply chain again, day in and day out. And of course, the mainstream media doesn't cover it, and it's all in the name of climate. So that makes it okay for them to kill off food that we all need to eat to survive. And of course, they tell you that meat is bad for you because, of course, meat is good for you. And I'll get into it in a second. I want to let everybody know I got a strike. My first on this channel, which is a warning strike, so I can still upload. But I got a strike for the video I did about Kamala Harris saying that we need to depopulate. Because, of course, that's medical misinformation. Of course, because that's just misspeak when you show a compilation of all of them together, one after the other, talking about how we need to get the population number down. And the only way, of course, to do that would be to kill everybody. So they don't want that type of information out there where people can actually see it and be able to look at it and say, oh yeah, this is a little suspicious, and these people all have their hands in everything, so of course they gave me a strike. And people out there, some people actually troll me. I don't know if they're trolling or they're just brain dead, probably both, but maybe more so the latter of the two. Thinking that I give myself these things, I make them up and remove videos. I constantly show you guys the strikes that I get, and I show you the reasoning behind it. I usually post it in the where you can post and show the images. I'm not putting it in this video just because I don't want the algorithm to read that, because the words in there will just get this video flagged. So I got another strike, but apparently I do this to myself on purpose to make me look like a victim. That's the mindset behind some of these morons that are out there. That's right. Yeah, I do this because I love building out. My hobby is building out new YouTube channels and constantly having to do it over and 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 over again. I mean, of course, I'm a new YouTuber, but I love having a channel with 500,000. I decided to terminate it so I could start from scratch, or another one with 350, or about 30 to 40 more with over 100,000. I love doing that. It's fun. So anyway, that video has been removed. It's now available on my website. If you don't know the link for my website, ask around. You'll find out. I don't want to post it below. But it is currently in the, for the day, I'm going to leave it up where you could put up posts. I don't know what they call that on here. It's like a community forum. It's over there. But the most important thing letting you know about the strike is please make sure you subscribe to my backup channel if you haven't yet. It's called An Eye for an Eye. I'm probably going to change the name. A lot of people have a problem with it. I have no idea why or what, but whatever. It's fine. It's called Eye for an Eye for now. I'm probably going to change it, but just make sure you subscribe to that channel, because if I get a strike here, I won't be able to upload for 7 days, 2 strikes, 14 days, 3 strikes, I'm gone. So do that now. Pause the video. It's linked below. It's in the comment section as well as the description box. Check it out. Sub. We have to build that channel out. That way I can continue to make daily uploads. So here's a story about Ireland farmers. That's right, Ireland farmers. You know the country Ireland, where they did exactly what they're going to do here. They've divided the country into two. There's 2 separate countries. They have the civil war going on in Ireland. Of course, Ireland farmers are on the streets protesting because the government wants to kill 200,000 cows so they can meet climate change goals. Instead of flying around on their private jets, of course, they just want to target our food supply. So they're targeting cows, and where are all the animal advocate organizations? Well, of course, they're nowhere to be found, right? They're nowhere to be found. You're not going to hear anything from them because it's not about fur. We're talking about our actual food supply, and they've convinced everybody that eating meat is bad, and of course, so all the morons out there bought into it, even though, if you're out there, I've said it before, if you want to lose weight fast, just cut out sugars out of your diet and eat meat. I mean, I'm not a dietitian, but you'll lose weight pretty quick. We live in an obese society, but, they don't want you to think that. And if you don't like meat, that's perfectly fine, too. But that's the reality of it. I know people out there have been convinced of, not supposed to eat meat, et cetera, et cetera. Well, this is our food supply, okay? So you can take your emotions out of it, how you feel about the cow, and start thinking about how we feel as human beings when suddenly we have nothing to eat except what the government decides to give us in rations, in portions. Right? People whose stomachs are so... I look at what they've done to America almost as Hansel and Gretel, that whole narrative. They've plumped everybody up to the point, and they've done it on purpose. It's all by design. Everything they do is by design. They plumped everybody up. Now they're making it hard for people to buy food because inflation, and then they're going to pull all the food away, and all these people who are eating 6 meals a day are going to literally implode because they're only going to be getting these small rations from the government. And of course, the rations will be made from, crickets and all sorts of wonderful things that we step on in our spare time. But apparently we're going to be eating them, and everyone's okay with that all of a sudden. 20 years ago, people would have said you're completely insane if you'd rather eat crickets than eat a steak. But that's what we're living among. So European countries are working hard to meet their climate change goals. aka enslavement goals in the name of climate, so you can only believe. This is how they get a one. I mean, it's so obvious. If you don't see it, it's unbelievable. Look, I'll make it really clear for the kids out there if you don't get it, okay? They've always wanted a new world order. The only way they're going to get a new world order is if there's some type of gigantic boogeyman that's a threat to all countries, that they have to change the rules of all the countries, right? And all the countries have to get together and work together. Well, the climate fits that narrative very well. And they have the ability to manipulate the weather and manipulate the climate with geoengineering, which is what you see up in the sky every day when you see those streaks above the sky. Okay, that's not water vapor. Water vapor would dissolve in seconds in the sky, not last the entire day. They've been deflecting the sun. They've been blocking the sun. They've been spraying us with chemicals, causing depression, anxiety, all sorts of diseases. That's why diseases continue to rise. So climate change goals for the whole world means suddenly we kill off all the animals because apparently animals are bad. People don't realize, they're like, well, animals are bad because of the climate emissions. Oh yeah? Well, how are humans for climate emissions? Oh, we won't mention that because carbon emissions, humans, carbon, you get it? No? Anybody? Okay, so this all obviously ties back to people at the World Economic Forum, which I'll get into in a second, but European countries are working hard to meet their climate goals, and amidst the efforts, some glorious ideas that need a golden page in history have become a reality. The government of Ireland is considering one such idea as they want to kill around 200,000 healthy cows to meet their climate change goals. The farmers are protesting against the proposal, and Tesla chief Elon Musk also came forward against the idea. The Irish government wants to kill 65,000 cows every year for 3 years, and if they succeed, it will reduce the country's livestock by 10%. Oh, nothing to be suspicious about here. Let's kill our... Instead of these people flying around in their private jets, instead of every single one of these people telling you to go electric, yet the president and all these people just drive around in cars, they don't even lead by example because they know that the people who follow them and listen to them are so stupid that they don't need to lead by example. So this obviously ties to the World Economic Forum. And here's a douchebag at the World Economic Forum from this year in a video I did, which is long gone, but I took the clip out. Here he is talking about how we need to give up meat and be better people. Give up meat.
A very important point that you are addressing. My daughter, 24, inspired me and said, Dad, how can you advocate for these zero carbon value chains if you still eat meat? And so I stopped eating meat. Now the math would say, well, you need to stop eating meat 11 years to compensate for a flight to Thailand. Yes, but if 1 billion people stop eating meat, I tell you it has a big impact. Not only does it have a big impact on the current food system, but it will also inspire innovation of food systems. And I predict that we will have proteins not coming from meat in the future. They will probably taste even better. So why are we trying to mimic meat if we can have a better taste? They will be zero carbon and much healthier than the kind of food that we eat today. That is a mission that we need to get on. I can inspire you to maybe look at an organization called EAT, easy to remember, EAT, who have all the facts on this and who have the policies necessary, the innovations necessary, and the scale necessary in order to make food systems sustainable and healthy.
So if you don't see how they come out at these world forums, all of them, of course, look like Khazars. They come out of these world forums where all people who are not elected meet, and some who claim to be elected who aren't. They meet and they dictate our future. They tell us what we're going to eat. They tell us how we're going to talk. They tell us what we can and can't say. Yet nobody realizes what's going on. Well, some do, but the majority don't. And then they do things like this and they talk about not eating meat. They don't lead by example. This guy said he still was eating meat, but now he needs to lead by example. You think actually believe these people that they're going to lead by example? You think Bill Gates in his spare time is eating crickets? Of course not. But when the camera's on for them, of course they will. When they're doing a YouTube video with some trendy dork, and they're like, we're going to go with Bill Gates to Whataburger, but we're not going to eat a real hamburger. We're going to eat cockroach burgers. And then they eat the cockroach burger, and we're supposed to believe that when Bill goes home, he's eating a cockroach burger. Well, guess what? He's not even eating a cockroach burger, and he's not even eating McDonald's. He's eating a human burger, okay? That's the truth of the matter. So last year, you also might remember, suddenly, as they've been talking about getting, the climate change and how we have food shortages, we remember all the cattle in Texas that were flipped upside down. And they told us, of course, it was because of the heat, right? Oh, it's because of the heat. Right, we're supposed to believe that stuff. We're supposed to believe this. Kill the animals off, kill the farmers off. And then, of course, right, years ago, when this whole big thing happened. I forget what it was, but we were all shut down for a while. They paid farmers to kill their crops because they were afraid that the virus might be on the crops. So they paid them more money than they would have got if they made their crops, just to make sure, of course, to incentivize them to destroy the crops, and then scare them into saying, well, you could spread virus. So they're like, okay, well, I'll make more money and I could sit at home and drink a beer all day. Okay, I'll get rid of my crops, right? Nothing to be suspicious about, though, right? And then, of course, you have this story, which is just enough to make anybody who's Italian insane. What we have going on, where Italian food, instead of using, pasta, because that's bad for the environment now, it's bad for the environment. Instead, we're going to use, Z-Bugs and make pasta. And, don't worry that it smells like a turd. Just eat it, because we tell you to.
Would you eat cricket pasta?
This farm in northern Italy turns 1 million crickets into food every day.
Non avrai mica paura, no?
First, the crickets, still alive, are frozen, boiled, dried, and then pulverized.
This is the final result, a cricket-based flour that can be added to food, like pasta, bread or pancakes.
But how does this get on your plate? Some restaurants buy the flour and add it to some of their more traditional dishes, like pasta.
Italy is a country that is very proud of its cuisine. Don't you think that making cricket pasta could be a bit controversial?
Bella domanda.
L'italiano mentalmente è tradizionalista, secondo me è questione di tempo. In Asia c'è già da una vita, in Italia arriveremo a far gustare questo prodotto come si deve.
And it's a superfood. It's packed with vitamins, fiber and minerals. One plate of cricket pasta contains as much protein as a steak.
Shall I smell it? Okay. Ooh, it's quite strong. It's got a strong smell.
Ha un gusto decisamente strong, quindi non tutti gradiscono.
Cricket pasta?
Yes.
Thank you. Here we go. I'm about to taste cricket tagliatelle. This is really good. It tastes like normal pasta. I would not be able to tell that this is cricket-based flour. It's delicious. Do you like it?
Sì, molto particolare, però si può mangiare tranquillamente.
A me è piaciuta,
No, bis anche.
mangiamo veramente tutto quello che striscia, che nuota, che vola, per cui che salta.
So, I mean, these people are literally insane. It's hilarious how they make the plates of these things, right? All these cooking shows now, they're like, ooh, it's about how you stage the plate. This is all mind control op, of course. And this is one of the reasons that that's been put in place over and over again, how they stage the food. It's not about the taste. It's about, ooh, look at the plate. Look, it looks so nice. Let me take a picture so I can upload it. Oh, okay, how does it taste? Oh, it's okay. Oh, all right. Well, we're going to look. Ooh, it's staged. What is it? Well, it's cockroach pasta. But doesn't it look really special and fancy? Don't you feel like an elitist? Post it to your Instagram. Spread the message. Huh? What am I eating? Oh, well, you're eating a bug. No worries. Yeah. And people are okay with this, right? So instead of, oh, pasta is now bad for the environment. Well, what isn't? Is anybody worried about the quality of life? Do you actually think that these rich people are doing this? Now, these rich people, sure, they're eating real pasta here and there. I mean, for the most part, we know exactly what they're eating. And they're going to Planned Parenthood to pick it up. But this is the world we're living in, where such massive amounts of mind control have been pushed onto the masses that they're convincing them that it's okay to kill cows, to slaughter food sources, to burn crops, right? They're telling them that's okay. But it's okay to eat bugs, right? They're like, oh, it's great for you. Oh, it's synthetic. We can make it in a laboratory. Don't worry about what's in it. Trust us, right? Oh, yeah. And then there's people out there who are so brain dead, they're still trusting these people after what we just went through and still haven't connected the dots, like I said in my previous video that got removed. If you aren't connecting the dots yet, holy crap. Are you human? Do you have a brain? Were you given a lobotomy at birth? Or is that what's going on as far as the mind control, the mass mind control that's going on? Oh, that's exactly what's going on. Because we're living amongst a world, not of zombies, of people who have gotten lobotomies. There's nothing going on in their head. And the funny part is you have two separate sides, right? They've divided the nation in liberal and conservative. You have a liberal side that is so narcissistic, they just repeat what they hear in the news and act like they're like, haven't you heard? That's been debunked. And then they tell you what the debunking is. And it's not a debunking, it's deflection. There's no answer to that. You talk about chemtrails, like, it's water vapor. It's been debunked. It's been debunked? Huh? By who? By snoops. Two dorks living in their house in Arizona who are posting this stuff and get paid by the government to sit there and do these things? Oh, they're fact checkers. Are they? What were they before it? Flipping burgers and Mickey D's? Now they're worldwide fact checkers? I mean, give me an utter break. It's a complete joke. All anyone has to do is use their own eyes to see what's going on. They're killing animals. Where's PETA? Where are all these organizations to save the animals? Oh, well, it's in the climate comes first. Oh, climate. Right, very Wiccan of these people to worship nature, right? See where all this stuff ties together, right? Where are people that go, hey, all of a sudden cattle are dying from heat exhaustion in Texas? What was the temperature? Oh, 102. 102? It's 102 in Texas every year. I mean, I saw a story yesterday. They were complaining that it was 130 degrees in Death Valley. It hits 130 in Death Valley. It hits 125 annually in Death Valley. It's called Death Valley for a reason. Like, can you believe how hot it is? It's Death Valley. Hello? It's not called Living Valley, Death Valley. Why do you think they call it Death Valley? Because it gets so hot. But they're using anything they can to convince people of this stuff. Any storm that hits is the climate. Right? But it's them who's doing all this stuff because they could easily stop droughts with the technology they have. Operation Popeye, I've said it a million times. I'll say it a million more. But this is the world we're living in, folks. We have a government that's slaughtering animals, flying around in private jets, but slaughtering animals. Animals that could be used for food. And they're going, don't worry about your food. Don't worry about your water. Okay? We have to worry about the future for the climate 100 years from now for your grandkids. Right? Don't worry about what you're going to eat. Don't worry about any of it. We're not quietly enslaving you. Well, not really quietly. We're doing it right in front of your faces, but you're not smart enough to ask questions. And if you do, we'll silence you and say that you're spreading misinformation. It's all in the name of climate. There's no hypocrisy here, right? John Kerry flying around private jets, laughing about it, then telling you that you need an electric vehicle. Then he drives away on a motorcycle or whatever he's driving, a dork mobile, right? Yeah, gas powered though, right? All the people told you need to mask. Oh, they're out there not wearing them. Gavin Newsom, et cetera, right? It's insanity, utter insanity, and it needs to be stopped. A reminder, sub to my backup channel if you haven't yet. It's very important that you do. We need to get everybody over there. I need to get everybody over there because this is the runaround that I get. So please do it now. Please stop the video, click the link, get over there, click subscribe, and click the notification bell. I thank everyone for being here. Thank you for your support. God bless all of you and your families.